Lori Watson has a wonderful nursery called Millcreek Greenhouse out there on Leesburg Road. It's such a treat to go there. All sorts of well-educated and pleasant and knowledgeable people to help you. And today you have brought some great plants that if we had them in our yard, wouldn't we have a beautiful springtime?
We would. A beautiful native.
Let's start with this one right over here.
The Sabre Minor.
Yes.
To me, very underused in landscapes. It should be used a lot more widely. This gets about maybe 3 feet, 2 feet tall.
Now mine is 5 feet.
Yours is 5 feet?
Yeah, but it's been there a long time.
Long time. Well, this may be a 10-year cycle.
But this is the smaller version of our large palmetto tree.
And a great native. Front of the border type thing, very slow to establish, but once it goes,
and great texture.
Very
oh boy,
wonderful.
if you want some texture. And also, when it blooms, it has that typical long inflorescence that is just wildly attractive to pollinators. Okay. So good to have out in the garden for that reason too. Now, what is this crazy looking thing right next to it?
Fothergilla. This is the neatest thing about this shrub. This is called blue shadow. Most people have heard of Mount Airy, but this is a seedling off of Mount Airy, and the leaves come out green. The buds, you'll enjoy first, but it gets to be a blue-gray cast on the leaves. And during July and August, we were talking, I kick it into the shade a little bit, but most are in ground. So just give it some supplemental watering during the hot times. But Fothergilla is a wonderful shrub.
And then in the fall, don't you get a treat?
Yes. And the more sun during the the summer season, the better the fall foliage will be. Outstanding.
And so it's just kind of it has seasonal interest, doesn't it?
It does. It
really
does. It's a great shrub.
Now I'm going to save this for the last because it doesn't quite fit in with our other scheme. What is this beautiful red tubular flower down there?
This is our red Buckeye. And this one you enjoy when the foliage emerges and then when the red blooms come on top. And it could be sort of classified as a small tree, maybe a shrub, sort of suckers. Like you
Mine's
said.
Probably 12 feet tall.
12 feet?
Yeah.
Like sort of high pines underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it would be real happy and wet and some shade.
They grow along the, if you take that wonderful boardwalk in Orangeburg at the Rose Garden down the Edisto River, you see lots of them there in that kind of that partial shade.
The hillside is beautiful of them.
It is. And then doesn't it have a great fruit?
Oh yes, in the fall, it looks like shiny, it looks like someone went up there and polished wood. It's a nut, Buckeye. That's what you enjoy in the fall, to see that.
And you're supposed to put them in your pocketbook, and it's good luck.
Good luck.
There you go. So I've got them in my pocketbook, and I'm waiting for some.
I need one.
I'm waiting for some money to jump in my pocketbook too. Now this looks like something that hummingbirds might say, "Oh my goodness, thank you for putting this meal out for me."
Yeah, a wonderful native vine, Bignonia. This selection is Tangerine Beauty. There's a redder selection. This is its bloom time. Just a couple of days ago, it had all these buds all over it, and it opened up within like a day or two. But the winter foliage is like a maroon.
It's an evergreen
Beautiful,
vine.
evergreen, evergreen.
Sometimes called crossvine too, I think.
Crossvine.
And mine just goes way up a pine tree. I didn't have to tie a string around it or anything, and then it kind of cascades down. It's pretty spectacular and not a bit of trouble. Yeah,
not at all.
Isn't that fun? And then this is a funky looking
This is
thing.
my favorite. This is
I should know. Plant nerds like weird things. Okay, why do we like this weird thing?
It's a dwarf blueberry, but it's our native blueberry. It's our Darwai. It'll only get about 3 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet tall. This selection is called Rose's Blush, but really, I talked to someone last week who really have not seen much of a difference between Rose's Blush and the straight species. It's just a selection. But it's full sun. Berries, they are edible, but I sell it as ornamental.
Wildlife uses them, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's small nature.
So if you had a
sun.
smaller landscape and you were looking for a foundation plant, there's no reason in the world you couldn't use that. Yeah.
And in the wintertime, this looks pink and red.
Oh,
huge,
gosh.
all on the top.
Yeah, so why have some boring old little old miniature
Indian
boxwood?
hawthorn there.
So, why ever have an Indian hawthorn with all its disease problems?
Yeah.
And then, oh my goodness, when we say honeysuckle, people freak out because they don't realize we have native honeysuckle, and I believe that's what you've got here.
The good kind. This selection is called Major Wheeler. It's
Laniceros
the red,
sempervirens.
Laniceros sempervirens. And Major Wheeler. There's a yellow one, John Clayton, a couple other red ones. Yeah, this is the time it shines, and it'll shine a little bit on and off all summer, a little bit in the fall.
Yeah.
But this is its time to really
And
to
you'll
really
see
go.
birds and hummingbirds come to it. Hummingbirds and certain insects come to it. Yeah.
And I have the yellow one planted on my garden post.
Oh, how pretty.
So I do like
yeah.
that one.
And again, evergreen, so you get a little coverage all the time. Now, this is not, if this is native, I'm going to eat my hat, because this is one of the weirdest looking things I've ever seen. What did you bring in here just for plain fun?
I'm going to call it ABG clone for Atlanta Botanical Garden. It's Stachyrus.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Okay. But it was taken off of a big shrub in the Atlanta Botanical Gardens, propagated through a nursery, McMahon's nursery. It's beautiful there. I've heard it's just an open shrub, but this is the beauty of it before it leaves out in late winter, early spring.
And I mean, this is an Asian, or I mean, a Chinese
Korean.
or Korean species. Yeah, but it is. I mean, look at the curve of that. Isn't that just something? If I didn't think you'd get mad, I would have made earrings out of it for my hat. But I'm afraid that you might have.
We need to sell it. I'm just kidding.
It is fun to think that we can, at this time of year. Fall is a good time to plant, but in the spring, if you have things that are in containers with care, you can't just rely on the irrigation system. You need to give them a little extra care, don't you?
Yeah, not knowing what type of summer we're going to have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just think it's so much fun when you come. You always bring such great treats and encourage us to think about all the diversity that's out there. There's a lot that we can plant beside an Indian hawthorn.
You're right.
Well, Lori Watson of Millcreek Greenhouse, thank you so much for coming to see us.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.